getting ripped off because I'm still a child. I recently left my grocery store job that was paying me $14.50 an hour due to them cutting my hours almost in half for no reason. They said they were hiring full-time. I applied for a full-time position, but once I started they said the best they could do was 39.5 hours, not counting the mandatory half-hour breaks every day. So really I was working 37 hours a week. The past few weeks they've brought that down to 20 and started interviewing people for my position. I applied to a new place because I have about 3 years of kitchen experience. I've been working at restaurants since high school, am ServSafe certified, and even did a couple college prep and college culinary classes before I was forced to drop out. They were hiring for a prep cook during the day and line cook at night. The salary posted was $16 an hour. I arrived at the interview and the man interviewing me was immediately condescending, saying I looked too young to work there. I told him I was 20 and he said I looked like I was 17. I handed him my license and he just looked at it and was like, Alright. He said they weren't looking for cooks that young, but I could wash dishes part-time if I wanted. I told him I wouldn't mind washing dishes occasionally, but I was more interested in being a cook full-time. I said I was looking for at least $16 an hour and he laughed and said the best he could do was $12.50. I told him about my kitchen experience and he just said sorry, but I don't think you'd be a good fit here. You're a child looking for a grown-up salary. I just got up and left. I'm not trying to work for an asshole like him. $12.50 is ridiculous, especially with the current state of things. Or maybe I'm just an entitled kid who needs to suck it up and get a job at McDonald's. I've worked at a couple fast food places. They all suck. If you work at McDonald's, I appreciate you. 20 is not a child. That dude was completely out of line. Lol, calling $16 grown up. You dodged a bullet, that is for sure. 16 an hour isn't a grown-up salary, and anyone who thinks it is not someone to work for. Sounds like they need a bad Yelp review. What are the rest of you doing to calm your craving for violence after reading posts like these? I'm also looking for a grown-up boss. Guess I failed there too. He thinks $16 is a grown-up salary? Be for real. Full-time you would be looking at $3,233K a year. How is that considered big boy bucks? And how are you not considered an adult cause you're 20? Fuck them honestly. You were well within your boundaries and they still screwed you over. I work in a kitchen and let me tell you, you're asking for perfectly reasonable pay and you're more than old enough to start the beginner work in a kitchen. We all start somewhere. Sounds like to me they wanted to hire a glorified dish boy. Each time they reduce your hours, apply for unemployment. If they have cut your hours considerably, this can count as constructive termination and you could potentially apply for unemployment depending on your location's laws. These are the sort of places that claim no one wants to work, but then when you show up to work they don't want to pay people. Screw 'em. Hopefully they go out of business for being idiots. The job market is just a joke right now. I went to a job interview advertising over $18 hours for warehouse work. I got there and was offered 2 jobs that didn't pay above $15.50. I turned it down. The one warehouse job only offered $14.50. I have run into this problem multiple times with Indeed. Then they ask me if it was because of the pay. Yeah, I came in because you straight up lied about the pay. Blows my mind that I could work in a warehouse and would still just barely survive with a car, a studio apartment, and food. Idiots. Minimum wage fast food jobs are for teenagers, not for making a living wage. Quote, actual fast food jobs. Shit, at this point McDonald's is paying $13-14 an hour where I am at in San Antonio. The sad part is the fast food joint might pay more, though do find a corporate one. Franchise locations suck. You're never too young, or old, to be paid what you're worth. The guy that interviewed you, no one wants to work anymore. I love how people fresh out of high school are too young for anything important but the perfect age to take out enormous loans that will affect the rest of their life. Wish you'd have recorded that interview. Age discrimination is against the law. $16 is not a grown-up salary. In the UK we have different minimum wages depending on your age. But I think it's disgusting that just because someone who does the exact same work as a 40-year-old gets paid half the wage because they're 17.
If you enjoyed this video, please check out our playlists full of similar content. Epicaricast is like doom scrolling for your ears. Please like, share, and subscribe.